I'm Morag Higgins. I'm the Managing Director of Equestrian Limited, which is one of the Equido horsemanship's approved training providers. We're based in between Hamilton and Larkhall, and our facilities have been going now for 20 years of excellence in training. Equido horsemanship was a system that we wrote and developed because we were frustrated with what was happening in the equine industry, and we wanted to develop a system that was in keeping with the more enlightened approach to animal welfare and animal training. We also wanted to provide a qualification for a professional horse trainer. At that time there was only an instructor or a groom. There was very few opportunities to be a professional trainer. So we sat down. My mentor, I trained with Monty Roberts and was his recommended associate for 6 years with Intelligent Horsemanship. But my mentor is Mark Rashid, another American trainer, and his ethos and approach just struck a chord with me, really. And it was his inspiration that made me sit down and write the first Equido book. Equestrian Limited, we were supposed to be just a purely training yard. However, we would train horses that had behavioural issues or difficulties, and really they couldn't be managed elsewhere. So we started doing livery as well. So we're now a livery and a training yard. We also provide training courses and therapy work in therapy horses. We work with different charities and groups of social exclusion. And we became the Equido, we obviously wrote the Equido system and became the first approved centre. We have another 2 centres in Scotland and in Spain, and we were making inroads into Germany, and obviously Brexit happened and we couldn't go any further with that. But here at this yard we have 5 full-time members of staff and at the moment 3 apprentices. So we bring horses in. We've got obviously the livery horses that we care for, and we also bring horses in for training and development. Oh, you have to have qualified and trained staff. I see a lot in the industry where mistakes are made or incidents happen. They're just not educated in the correct equine practices or safe equine practices, and we insist that all our staff have to sit the Equido qualifications, that they have no choice. If they're working here, they have to study and they have to learn. If you're training staff, it's an investment. I mean, yes, it can cost you money, but training doesn't necessarily mean you send them off to this course or that course or whatever. Training is something that is done every single day, taking time to communicate with your staff, to explain a methodology. We're obviously very experienced. We've got, between myself and my husband, we've got about 70 years worth of equine training experience. So we've seen a lot of things. And when we're working with horses, we encourage our staff to come, watch us learn, watch us ride. We teach, obviously, teach the groundwork. And when we're training other horses, then we get them involved in that so that they learn the skills. The only way to hone your skills is to physically do it. And we're there to guide you through that process and hopefully not make as many mistakes as we made as we were learning. What I find when I'm working with horses is you initially go in because you want to make life better for the horses, and very quickly you realise that you're not just helping the horses, but you're helping the people attached to those horses or around those horses. And quite often an animal that comes in with an issue is simply a reflection on something that's going on in that person's life. Nothing is more satisfying than seeing horse and rider combinations, or even just somebody who's come on one of our training courses or therapy courses walk away just the head held a little bit higher and the shoulders a little bit squarer and ready to face the world and be a confident person in that world. So if you can make a change in anybody's life in any way, then it's worth it. You know, one person is great. If you do more than one person, well, that's what it's all about. If through training you can read from moment to moment how that horse is behaving, you will spot the small signals that animal's becoming uncomfortable and the flight instincts may be kicking in, and you can step in and prevent that from happening. So basically you can save lives.